Be ready to change yourself. Be ready to challenge your better self. Know that your mind can develop a passionate winning spirit, but not by yourself. We guarantee your family in love with your life, and you're gonna love all the grind. Lewis and Bars together, we develop your mindset with vitamin C for your mind. Don't you settle with what you know. There's much to learn, there's much to earn. Tell yourself, I'm ready to fight, ready to be heard. Out of success and awakening rise. There's so many words that turn into prices. Be ready to change for the best. Step up and be great. Don't be like the rest. Develop your mindset.
Alright, hi everyone. We're back Saturday. Today it's another day. Number 70, Develop Your Mindset podcast. We are going for it. And today it's gonna be not an easy one because we've last Friday we all said bye to each other, went home. Of course, by Sunday we learned that one of our jeweler friend and a team member was he had slipped and not woke up, and that means he is not with us any longer. So of course you guys, as you guys know, we talk about a lot of things that happens here at the company. We always talk about the experiences we go through and everything, and this is one more experience that we've experienced just recently. This happened, I guess this happens, like part of life and part of living, and we're all gonna go, and this is how it happened, and we're gonna be sitting and kind of talking about stuff that we feel or we felt this whole week. It was not easy week, so we have this thing, we kind of like talk about, me and Luis, when we do the show, we always talk about what if this was your last day. And of course we're gonna do this one, what if this was your last day, and this is gonna be dedicated and the memory of Apple, and we're gonna be talking about stuff that that we all kind of like miss, and we wish we would have done, or we wanted to do, and all those things, right? So I thought today maybe we're gonna do a little bit different. Me and Luis, we're gonna go back and forth, kind of like a little bit different, because I don't feel like sitting and giving my thoughts about this, only because this is a little bit heavy, and we just wanted to make it slightly, as much as we can, more entertaining than only just talking about like heavy part of it. So we're gonna try, of course. And let me hear what do you have.
Yeah, so I mean, welcome back everybody to another podcast. This is number 70, and yes, unfortunately one of our jewelers and very good friend passed away, and it was very hard news, to receive and to know that this had happened. And it's like I said, pretty unfortunate. I mean, he was I didn't know him for too long, but I mean, from the time that I knew him, he was a very nice guy. He was a very supportive guy, pretty much very nice guy with everybody here in the company. And as far as like with me, he got very he got personal when it came to the work that I do, everything from my the content that I put out that's motivational, and then like my coffee content as well. So he was very supportive of that. I know he watched things that around those lines, and of course highly very strong supporter of the podcast as well. He would watch these episodes, and he was a very nice guy. And so it's very sad that unfortunately he had to pass away. But I mean, these things happen in life, and so we gotta learn from them. And in this podcast we're pretty much gonna talk about that, and really how we're gonna move forward, and really how to really maybe like deal with such a situation, if it were to happen with you, and hopefully express some empathy if you watching this have lost someone in your life that you really loved. And so yeah,
that was very nice. I guess hopefully this is gonna help people to kind of learn how to cope with this situation if they're going through something like this right now, as we speak. hopefully this is going to help them to kind of like transition to to look forward to life.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes it gets really not easy, and he was definitely he was a fan of the show.
Yeah.
He always came and told us like he watched it, he agreed with this, and he's like he had questions here and there.
Yeah.
That was awesome. We're gonna miss him, and I hope he will rest in peace. Definitely. So let's go for it. If you want to go, I go. It doesn't matter. We just like fucking go back and forth and try to make sense of this whole, passing of our loved ones and friends and people. So.
Yeah, I mean, So I mean, what if this was your last day? I mean, that's quite of a common thing, that's said around. But I think not a lot of people take it very seriously, when they hear like, oh, like what if this is your last day? Some people are kind of like, they just don't want to go there, like.
A lot of people avoid.
That
question for sure.
It's definitely. I mean, it's not definitely not an easy like question to process because everybody everybody could sort of want to live forever and never like age and never pretty much but for sure. I mean, it's. Yeah,
like every morning you wake up, you take it granted, man. It feels like this is gonna go on to eternity. You're always gonna wake up in the morning and you're gonna go about your business, and it's gonna be fine. You're gonna come back home, sleep, wake up again, and one day you don't, and and it's such a weird thing, and the next person next to you, whether it's your wife or a husband or brother or whoever, wakes you up and you don't wake up, then it's like really it's a shocking thing to go through. And now you're in trying to make sense of it, and you're gonna heal yourself after all that experience. And so it's important to ask ourselves, what if this is your last day? What are you gonna do? Do you want to call people? You want to maybe hug your brothers and sister or whatever, and maybe you want to say something, or if maybe it's a good idea just to kind of sometimes think that this is your last day and just sit there and talk to your loved ones and spend time with them and kind of tell them what you took from this life, and what stuff you thought it was important, and what stuff that you thought that it was maybe not so important. Let them go. Don't get too frustrated, too angry about stuff. What is the point? A lot of people do.
For sure, man. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy how some of us, we just take life for granted, and we're just we complain and we get angry and everything at these little minor things, that if you really thought about it, if this was your last day, you wouldn't even care about certain things. You would just be like, whatever, who gives a fuck, it doesn't matter. When you really ask yourself this question, you really are able to narrow down and see, what actually matters in your life and what doesn't. So I think it's good that you ask yourself this question, but always in a positive way, in a way where it helps you, it brings awareness, into your life, and you're able to see, where am I not pushing myself? Where am I not, doing enough? Am I really going after the things that I really want, or am I just, coping with life every single day and just trying to, get by and just trying to find some pleasure here and there, or am I, working towards something bigger? So it's always good, to ask yourself this question in positive light, I would say,
Definitely, not very long ago, I realized that, I do work a lot, I do create a lot, I do push myself a lot, but I was I asked myself, why am I doing this? What's the purpose, right? And for me, I learned that, I figured that I want to create generational wealth. If it's possible, I'm going to go for it and I'm going to do it. that became my goal, my everything that I want to work for. So it has a meaning, I put a meaning behind all this crazy madness work, designing and shaping and creating and putting myself under stress, but like in a good way. So I guess you have to find a purpose, and then that purpose is gonna be your drive. And then end of the day, when we one day don't wake up, and that's gonna be like, you gave it all, and you don't have any regrets anymore, and you just either you made it or you didn't make it. But at least people after you, your son and daughter, and your cousin and daughter and sons and all that, they're probably gonna live a little bit better because of your decision, because of your choice that you made. You were a selfish person. You were thinking about the generational well-being, and I mean, finding a purpose is a good thing.
Yeah.
We're all gonna go. We're not gonna be here forever. But what if this was your last day? That's a loaded question.
Yeah, it is.
Lot of layers of it.
For sure. Yeah, definitely a purpose. I think I completely agree with that, because purpose itself is sort of like that thing that gives you direction. It gives you it puts you, let's just say, it narrows down like pretty much everything that you do day to day. So you know exactly where to point your focus at, as opposed to, if you didn't have a purpose, you would just be doing random things every day. You wouldn't really going somewhere. You'd be saying yes to, okay, this day, today we go hang out somewhere here, do this, and then the next day you go visit this other place, and like nothing makes sense. If you don't have a purpose, everything's just random. You're all over the place and stuff. So.
Yeah, we call that waste of life. And we don't want to waste our lives anyways. It's too precious. It could end tomorrow. So why waste it? Make something out of it, and have the next generation a little bit easier on them. That would be incredible. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We wrote a bunch of questions here. It's not really questions, but stuff that we probably want to talk about a little bit. One is like, we are not going to live 300 years old. I came up with this a while back because I realized everyone's talking like the life is not going to end. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next year. We'll do it. Don't worry, we'll do it. And then I'm like, wait a minute. What the hell are you guys talking about? We have 40, 50 good winters and summers. The rest is all shitty after that anyways. And why are you wasting it, man? Like, why are you not doing something with it really like substantial right now and enjoy it afterwards? And then like maybe one day you don't wake up. So that's why I came up with this thing, 300 years old. We're not going to live 300 years old. I start saying this because I'm like, wait, guys, like, can you like really put it in perspective? Like really, we're not going to live 300 years old. We're not. With that, I just want to put out this message that if you want to do something, do it now. If you want to go for something, go for it now. Like, if you want education, go get that book, start reading now. Like, it's all about now. We're living about now, and now is the most important. What happened is not so. What's coming is not so. We have that kind of questions ahead of us anyways, to remind us to talk about. But really, seriously, as we know, when you hit 100 years old, you're done, and you're probably made it with, your axle is broken and your eyes are not seeing anymore. You're just messed up at that point. But, it's an amazing milestone anyways, no matter how you get there. And in between whatever you do, that's what kind of like,
for sure,
it's gonna be you.
So for sure. I mean, so we're not gonna live 300 years. I mean, that should be pretty obvious. And so I mean, definitely, like, if anything, you want like every single day to have some sort of meaning, like you want to be working towards something. You don't want your days to just, you know, just go by and like, you know, you haven't created anything outside of pretty much yourself, you know, because, you know, just not having a purpose that's outside of you, it's sort of like putting you in a position where you're pretty much just being selfish with your own life, because you as a human being, you have the ability to create value not only for yourself but for others. And so by creating that, by having a purpose, you're able to put yourself in a position where you can offer value to other people, and then those people can take that value, and then they can themselves, you know, take that value and be able to transfer it, and so on and so forth. And so even like, you know, if you were to pass away, you know, you would still leave that value behind with these other individuals that you were able to make an impact on. And so they're gonna have that, you know, they're gonna have it better. And so yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, amazing how that works. I mean, there's a lot of very smart people who have passed away, but you know, they left the things that they did, their inventions, their creations, their books and stuff like that. And now we have the ability to go in there and study their work, read their books, and we're able to take the value from them and, you know, implement it and use it in our own lives to improve ourselves. So it's amazing how that can happen. And so yeah, it's
human evolution is the for like the present human evolution is about that, you know, like creating and like Steve Jobs, man, like this guy created iPad, iPhone, this, that, computers, you know, like look at all that. You know, you're using one of his invention right in front of your face, and he didn't even live like fucking like 100 years old, you know. This guy left his planet in his 62, whatever it was. Like he was still he would have still be here if he didn't go like that and create so much more. So if he said, I'll do it tomorrow, later, you know. Yeah. If he thought he was going to live 300 years old, none of those things would have been here, and none of those things, as a human race, we would have had the benefits of having them and using it. So the thing is, like, now is the now. If you're gonna do anything, you're gonna do in now. And our brains are amazing, and everything that we push ourselves into being exposed to is, you know, like, that's who you become anyways, and you attain that kind of knowledge, and then that knowledge is immediate. When you are living now and you want to do something now, and then you just push yourself, now brings all this knowledge that you've attained, and you know, you can, like, sometimes under that kind of pressure, I'm personally able to design something amazing. I'm able to you know, like, finish more than I can, and then write bigger invoice, or finish more and be helpful to my clients and all kinds of stuff. Then this is all from having how do you say, like, knowledge bank, right? Mm-hmm. And then because I live for the moment, and then I was able to push myself to read these books and listen to these books and get this knowledge, and then now I can access to all those kind of information then.
For sure, yeah.
Living life, doing life, is the moment. Yeah, like living the moment. I wrote this. We just talked about that. Life now and the future is, the thing is, like, a lot of people, if you've noticed, you talk to people, of course, and then you realize that they live in the past a lot. Mm-hmm. I've done this, I've done that, I've experienced this, you know, my brother did this to me, and my mom did this to me, my dad was beating me when I was a little kid, and a lot of people, they live in the past. And then a lot of people are living in the future, but not doing any action either. So, like, what if this was your last day, man? Like, you need, if you have that kind of situation in your mind, you need to work it out, and then you need to get rid of it, because it's not going to help you achieve anything. And what if this was your last day? Really, like, let go of the past, or let go of the dreams that you're not taking any action. Have a goal, have a vision, and then take the action. What do you have to lose, man? Like, money comes back. Life, time, it won't come back. As long as there's no threat to your life or to your, existence, just fucking go for it, man. Like, you have nothing to lose. Just, it's only money. We can make money again. And
For sure,
yeah. And we're investing time here and there, all the important places anyways, and we're not wasting time. And the rest is, it's just live now and drop all this anger and the situation that we go through, and there's no point to it. The point is just stay focused and have a target and go after and make it happen. And if it doesn't happen, whatever, just keep on going. And this is how I see this thing, And this was very, very new. This is like, we learned about this Monday, and we kind of like in shock. And because the guy had nothing wrong with him, he was going back and forth Friday. We were working, everything was cool, and you would not think that anything like that's gonna happen. And when it did, it's like, first thing is like, ask yourself the question, like, and we're doing this so you guys can kind of like start asking the question.
Yeah, so you made a really good point as far as like, people talking about their past and their past successes and the things that they've done in the past, right? And they sort of like, hold on to that, and they live either in the past or in the future, and they don't necessarily, whatever your purpose is, make sure that you're doing something about it today, like, don't focus on something that you did in the past. Maybe you created something cool in the past, but that's in the past, like, you always want to keep progressing, that's your purpose. If you actually mean to get better and to expand and grow, you have to be working at it every single day. You're not going to get better just by telling everybody that you've done something great in the past or that you're going to do something in the future.
This is the thing.
What is the thing?
The thing is, you just reminded me of, I have a few people around me. They start a project and they never finish.
Yeah.
And then they start another project, they never finish. Next thing you know, they have 4 projects not finished. The thing is, like, if you lose focus on your project, or you kind of like fall out of how do you say, like, fall out of love with your project, and it doesn't freaking matter, man. Like, the fact is, if you finish that, then you become that person. You are a finisher. You don't have all this stuff laying around, and then you become this thing that you start believing that you're not good anymore. You don't finish anything. It doesn't matter if you don't finish it well, good, but when you finish it, then you learn how to finish something. So that is the point where
exactly.
You become that person, and
I completely agree.
Then one day you're gonna do something amazing, and you're gonna actually finish, and that's gonna become something amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big believer in frequency over. First you got to focus on frequency, and then later on you focus on perfection. So that's pretty much what I do with pretty much everything that I do. I just try to do more of it. So when it comes to making videos,
For sure.
I'm not really looking to make like the perfect video, I'm really looking to just make more videos and, continuously be making videos until, eventually, I start learning things along the way. And I know that eventually I'm going to acquire a lot of experience and skills as I make all those videos. And eventually, I'll be able to make a really cool video, but that's going to take, the perfect video is going to take me a couple years maybe, where I have to really, master software, master, angles, and a lot of techniques are involved in that. And so, you got to be frequent with it. You got to continuously be doing it over and over again, because, there's a tipping point where pretty much your mind is like, your mind won't really know that you're serious about this until you've done it, a lot of times, and that you've been through failures, and even after the failures, you still, you pick yourself back up and you go at it one more time. And so once you're doing that, your mind knows that this is something serious, and so there's like a shift in the mind where things just start getting better from that point on. So frequency over perfection.
I know. Yeah, I'm just remembering so many things. I just we all go through so many things. What if this was your last day? So think of it this way. A lot of people have habits. And then what if you, instead of paying attention to drinking alcohol or doing a lot of drugs or doing some stupid shit, and you're focused on doing something substantial and then create something amazing, and before we go, we enjoy doing that instead of, and we leave behind something really nice. Like I had friends where their father was a hard-working person, and in the end, this one person left to his kids a few supermarkets, and then these guys are living like life big, and they live in mansions, they have supermarkets, they have this other friend that I had, his father had a few shopping centers and then a few houses, a few this and that, and then they live really, really good life without even really stressing a lot, what if you do something like that? What if you push yourself and you do something like that? What if you can and you're not doing it? And you're doing a lot of alcohol drinking or drug doing and whatever else you're doing that it's keeping you away from becoming that person. And so what if this was your last day, man? Just fucking do it. Go for it. What do you have to lose?
Yeah. Well, it's crazy. I mean, funny enough, yeah, like alcohol seems to be one of those things that, a lot of the successful entrepreneurs, at some point they did it a lot, like excessfully and stuff, and and they were still attaining success. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was some of them that were like, it was just drinking and drinking, but they were still succeeding. But that was those cases are like, it's just kind of weird how that.
Let me ask you this: what if they were not doing alcohol and they were able to calm themselves down with another method and do what they're doing and do it so much more focus and
I would think they would. Well, I think it really depends on, how big they want to go, because who knows, maybe that's as big as they want to get, and so maybe like that's as far as they want to dream. They don't want to dream bigger. So even if they were to cut the alcohol off, maybe they would still be in the same place because the ambition is still the same. The dream is still not as big. Now, if they did have a bigger goal, I would say like a bigger dream, they want to build more, then yes, I think cutting off the alcohol, then that could definitely make it'll facilitate the progression that they take, take them to the next level as opposed to keeping them stuck in that same level where they are now.
By the way, you guys listening from a guy that he doesn't really drink alcohol, he doesn't get drunk. So this is the thing. Maybe like 2 years ago, I didn't understand how severe it was, the alcoholics situation. 2 years ago, I kind of started learning about this, and then now there is somebody close to me that he's an alcoholic, and I watch him this last 9 months I've been watching him kind of stagnant life and not a good place either. So but he has got really good potential. He's got talent, he's got ambition, but he just talks about he wants to do this and that and that, and when it comes down to it, the pressure makes him start drinking more. And when he starts drinking, he forgets that he was going to do that. So it's very, very weird. I guess there are alcoholics that they're like they are functioning doing alcoholism, or there are some that they just retrieve and just go disappear into alcoholism, and they forget that they were going to do anything about it.
Here's my thought about ambition. I think ambition, while it's great, ambition is like one of those things. It's like it's very easy to have. Like anybody can be ambitious. Anybody can have ambition. It's not that easy. I mean, you just think about all these great things that you want in life, and you pretty much plan something in your mind, and you have ambition. Ambition is easy to acquire. It's not a big deal. The hard part is actually putting in the work and, actually taking action and, doing the steps that are necessary to, make those things happen. And so, yeah, that's the thing with ambition. That's why I personally don't like to focus too much on ambition and sort of like, having that, because it's it is important to have it, but it's more important to actually take action, take the steps, do what's needed in order to get results, because ambition at the end of the day it's part of mindset for sure. This is what this podcast is. It's all about mindset, but so it is important to have it in place, but it's also important to take action. So ambition itself is not enough. Don't let that, don't fool yourself into thinking that, because I'm ambitious, I'm going to be successful. No, that's not how it works. Like, you can't just be ambitious and expect the success to just come to you just because, you're very ambitious. Like, ambition is easy. You can develop it in a few seconds here and there, and so
and lose it next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, you have to take action.
Yeah.
Without action, the ambition would subside and it would die off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go.
Let's go, man.
Does money matter? Why you need money? We got times. Are you aware of time? Bro, like I meet people, they're not even aware of time. So I meet people that they don't understand money. They don't know what to do with the money. They don't know that they need money to do stuff, or when they have money, they don't understand what to do with it. And then just money comes and goes, and they're just like all over the place. They're very lost. And so I would say, as long as you are living, as long as you're here, you're gonna need the money. Because money is energy, money is exchange of means. And long time ago, people used to have goats and sheep and cows, and that's how people did it. And eggs and whatever, chickens. Now we have money. We exchange money, and then these companies over there, they're doing all that kind of work, and we give them money. They think this is how we do it. So money is important. And then when you have enough of it, then maybe you can buy like luxury stuff and like more and more stuff, and for the future and everything, as long as we're still here breathing and living our lives. So
that's
if
crazy.
you don't know about money, then you should learn about money. There are a lot of books explain money, what money is, and very easy. You have to spend 15-20 hours and become knowledgeable about money, and then decide what you're going to do with your money. And time. People don't understand, man. Time.
Yeah.
Like, time and money is such a valuable things that we are spending time and money. Obviously, we know money, we can bring it back. Time, you can't. It's over. Like, you can buy time here and there and there and there, but then your time, you cannot buy your time. When you waste it, it's gone. It's over. Like, you cannot replace it. What did you do with your time is important. So pay attention. When that day comes that you don't wake up anymore, you're gone, the time stops for you, at least in this realm, in this planet, that we live in. And who knows what happens after. We're going to find out when we go to the other side, if time continues over there. But for now, here, for us, the clock stops when we leave this place. So spend it well. Don't waste it. It's shame. It's like you don't want to do that, and like we don't. Like, we're always constant micro communication. constantly, right? What are we doing? What are we doing? What we did? Like how we can do this better, or what are we like? We're trying to, always correct ourselves and to like aim to the target, and hopefully, we're gonna learn. If we still in one piece, we're gonna learn how well we did it. But
Yeah.
yeah, what is your thoughts about money and time and
Yeah. I wonder how it was back in the day, man. Like the exchange of like eggs and like
it was
a cow, man. Like like I give you an egg, you give me a cow or something.
for sure. Yeah,
Like something like that, That
I'll give you the cow, but you're gonna owe me
like a couple
300 eggs,
300 eggs, right?
and 5 chickens and 2 goats.
Oh,
That's so
give you meat, you give me milk. Oh yeah, that's cool.
I need you to come 5 days work on my field. Oh man.
Yeah, you go home. You instead of taking money home, you take a couple cows home.
That's it.
They walk with you, right behind you, single line.
Yeah.
But
Resources, man.
anyway, for sure. I mean, when it comes to money, yeah, to me, money is like a tool, and that you can pretty much utilize. You pretty much end up utilizing it. Here's the thing. I think definitely we should go back to the previous point that we covered earlier, which is to have a purpose. So I think if you have a solid purpose, that's gonna massively help you out how you manage your money, because like I said, like money is a tool, and that tool should help you get closer to your purpose. So, who knows? Maybe you need to use the money in order to, maybe you need to invest it in yourself. You need to educate yourself more so that you're able to, get to your purpose maybe much faster. Maybe there's something along the way that's complicated, and maybe you need to go buy a book. Maybe you need to go buy a course, or maybe you need some one-on-one training, something like that. Or maybe you need a specific type of software, tool, equipment. That's going to get you faster to your purpose. So then in that case, you can use money, as such. Or maybe you need to hire someone. Maybe you need to rent out a space. There's so many things that you can use the money for, but you need a purpose, because that purpose will, help you out. It'll guide you. It'll be like, okay, maybe you want to become, I don't know, like maybe you want to become like him, like a master jeweler or something. Maybe you need to invest your money in tools.
Maybe they need to read the 10-step to mastery book.
Yeah, maybe you need to maybe you need to come here to downtown and talk to him, and pay him for his time and something like that, or you could invest your money that way.
Depends, man.
And so, but you need to know where you're going in order to be able to do these things, because if not, then it's very easy to start spending the money in the wrong places if you don't have a purpose, because then like you're very passive with it, and people drag you left and right, like
Yes.
and like, so if you don't manage it, if you don't have a purpose, then pretty much it's pretty much you're giving up control as far as how you manage your money, because then other people will do it for you. They'll be like, okay, like let's go here, let's go there, buy this, buy that, invest here, invest there. You're just gonna be like, yeah, whatever, because you don't have a purpose. You don't know exactly what you're doing. So
well, that's why people win so much money from lottery, and then years later they don't have any money left in their bank account, like millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So if you don't understand money, then you're in a deep shit, man.
Yeah.
You gotta educate yourself about money and time.
For sure. Yeah.
Otherwise, one day you're not gonna wake up, and it's gonna be all over.
Yeah. And as far as time goes, yeah, I mean, I think you said it pretty clear. I mean, time is it goes, it doesn't come back. So make sure you utilize your time effectively, and sometimes, there's resources that you can expand that you could always bring back later. So things like money.
Yep.
If you can trade money for time, then do it. I mean, because time at the end of the day is more precious than money, and like you said, you could always bring back money. It's not a problem, but the problem will be wasting time, because the time that passes, that's gone. That's never coming back. So make sure you use your time effectively. And it's a very precious commodity, and so you don't just want to be giving it up. And again, having a purpose can help you with that as well, because if you know where you're going, you can properly manage your time as well. If you don't have a purpose, then other people are going to start managing your time as well, and so you don't want that. You don't want other people managing your money and your time, because then you just pretty much start losing yourself at that point. You just don't have a purpose. You don't have an identity. You don't have like.
I guess depends, man. If you have $500 million, then you can have someone controlling half of it and doing whatever, like a firm or something.
But even then, you still choose that firm. You still choose who does it.
True that.
As opposed to if you don't have purpose, then.
If you want to put it that way, yeah, it's true. Oh man. I mean, look at this thing I wrote here, because it's all over the place. Does anger, frustration, animosity doesn't matter? Like when it comes to the last moment that you're leaving this planet, you're done, and all those times that you were angry, frustrated, and you hated this, hated that. What was the reason? Like there's no rhyme reason behind it other than you're not gonna let someone screw you or take advantages of you and this kind of things. That's all strategy and knowing, understanding that if I do this, I'm gonna waste a lot of time here. I'd rather not waste time here. I'd rather do this and make something happen. And but maybe those are tools where you get angry, you get frustrated, you create this animosity about something, but then again, it should be short-lived, I believe. We shouldn't just dwell on it and just lose yourself over it,
Yeah, for sure.
And my wish is for me to be able to 100% control. If not 199% control this kind of emotions, because end of the day, these emotions I realized in the past kept me from doing better, like achieving better stuff. So I don't know. I mean, I know I see you control these emotions, but then again, we always can use a little bit more of that.
For sure. I think it's I think part of it is really embracing your emotions and really embracing whatever it is that you're feeling at the moment, and accepting it, and also understanding it, understanding why it's there in the first place, like why are you frustrated, why are you feeling this way, and really assessing it and seeing why, the purpose of it being there. Because to me, any sort of emotion is sort of like a signal, the signal of growth. There's something for you to learn here, so don't ignore it. Instead, embrace it and really try to understand it, why it's there, and use it to grow yourself and become a better human being. And so, you being able to control your emotions, that's a very good trait to have, because first of all, like I said, you got to have a purpose. And so when you have a purpose and you're able to control your emotions and manage them, you're able to really stay on track, much easier, instead of letting your emotions sort of throw you out of the journey, and then you having to go and maneuver yourself back into the journey later, because maybe you blow up in anger, and then who knows, maybe you had some things that you had to do that specific day in order to get closer to your purpose, but now because you're angry and you're not able to control it, you don't do those things now, because your mind is not in the right place, and because of that, now you're gonna slow down, you're gonna lose time, you're gonna get who knows, maybe you start adopting a whole new habit that's gonna take you in the wrong direction, and little by little you can start going in the wrong direction, as opposed to staying firm in your purpose. So I think that's why it's important that you're able to manage your emotions. And I think the best way to do that is to really understand them and learn them, that way, because at first, maybe when we're younger, we're still growing, we don't quite understand those emotions just yet. We're still getting familiar with them. So the fastest way really to understand them is to really embrace them and really connect with them, and really, that way the next time it does happen, you're able to manage it even better and better and better. It's pretty much like just like anything else in life. You learn just by doing it more and more times. So yeah.
Yeah, man, that's pretty much. You gotta find your purpose.
Yeah.
And once you know, you shouldn't let anything make you so mad, so frustrated that you're gonna lose yourself and your purpose. And you have to stay true to your purpose. And then another thing is like there's a lot of mind. I'm not gonna say mind control. I mean, you can control your mind, of course. But then again, you have to have some tools. One of the tools is meditation, or prayer. Same. If you guys don't practice that, I recommend you look into it and then learn how to. And the goal is like to get out of it really quick.
Yeah,
don't stay there very long. People lose years being angry about something or frustrated about something or whatever, and there are tools, and you can easily attain them if you spend a little bit of time educating yourself. I did personally. And what was I gonna say? One other thing is I want to mention that all these buildings all around us, we are in Los Angeles downtown, and all the buildings around us, none of these buildings, none of these streets, nothing was built with anger and frustration and animosity, none of it. So if you can control those emotions, obviously you're going to be much more productive, much in your life, and you're going to build more, you're going to create more, you're going to do some amazing stuff. And then that one day you're not gonna wake up, but that's gonna be, we're all gonna go. But the thing is, when we're living, the time that we're living, we want to be the best that we can. We want to do the best, and we always talk about like be the better version of you, and we always become better. And Apple was like that. He was so excited, man. He was here learning so much about. I was teaching him to become a designer. Like he learned how to start doing designs, And he in the beginning he was telling me like, "Oh, I'm not a designer." I'm like, "Bro, don't worry, just follow me. You're gonna become one." And then he was actually designing for us, and then he was slowly getting better and better. Unfortunately, this is how it ended for him. But sometimes it doesn't end. You go all the way to 100 years old, but what the hell, a lot of people like, oh, you're not gonna live forever, but you're only 30 years old, or you're only 20 or something. It's not. It's you might gonna have a long life, and you gotta go for it. It doesn't matter. So these are things always we see, we know, we hear. Sometimes we avoid these things, but whatever, avoiding is the worst thing you can do anyways. Next, we wrote stuff about describe target life as long as we are living. Yes, we did kind of that. We have to stay true and always coming neither target. Yeah, so the thing is, like, a lot of people don't understand that you kind of like living life, and you don't want to live life vicariously throughout other people agendas or other people telling you what to do, how to do things. Like you want to, like when we're saying like, go for it, that means that there are different levels of going for it. And then, if you're not too comfortable going for something, completely leave your work and then go do something crazy, like maybe you wanted to write a menu, or maybe you wanted to write little how do you say, like making food, like a little, like how to make food, like the recipe, like and you're saying, "I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next year. I'll do it next year." Just go do it, man. Like, make something, happen.
Yeah.
And we all know how to make things happen, a lot of things, and whatever you're good at, just do it. And then when you do a lot of it, like you said, make a lot of videos, and then eventually you'll learn how to do the best video of that kind of video. And so here, that's you always have to adjust yourself towards your target, and that's what I kind of meant here. Whatever you start, that becomes your target to become better in it. So.
Yeah. Did we talk about the materialistic? I don't think we did, right?
No. Let's talk about materialistic, which is, a lot of people are materialistic. They do all kinds of messed up shit to attain material, or get a little bit more money so they can go buy their next purse, next shoes, next whatever,
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they start losing loved ones and friends and all kinds of things over material stuff. And definitely Apple was not one of those guys. And if you are, you got to ask yourself what matters. Like, end of the day, we know the story of Egypt. They tried to take the materials with them, and the thieves came and kind of stole everything they put for the eternity thing. And one other thing, I'm sure you're familiar with this one. I've heard, I forgot who said it on YouTube. I heard this very wise man. He said, none of those funerals you see U-Haul going after a burial, what do you call that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what is when they're taking someone to bury the convoy, that the cars are going. There's no U-Haul in there taking the belonging of this guy. Or, you don't see that, because we don't take anything with us. And end of the day, we leave everything here. If you are materialistic, you kind of have to ask yourself, how much of it do you need, and how much is enough, and we're not going to take anything with us. So that's something, it's part of this whole, we're not going to, is this your last day thing?
Yeah, so materialistic stuff. Yeah, for sure. We're not taking anything with us. I think you said it pretty good. Don't get necessarily too attached to materialistic things, because here's the thing about materialistic things. Pretty much every single materialistic thing that you see is pretty much attached to some sort of company, and you're really pretty much every single company is trying to persuade you, to go and buy their stuff, and they'll come up with some really ingenious marketing strategies in order to get you to buy those things, and ultimately some of that marketing, unfortunately, it really taps into your maybe lack of happiness, maybe lack of motivation, maybe you're pretty much your insecurities, and you have to be careful when that's the case, because at that point, if you start to associate you being able to overcome your insecurities through materialistic things, that's a big problem, because materialistic things will never be able to help you overcome your insecurities. The only way to really do that is to work on them, work on your insecurities, or whatever it is that you're insecure about, go and actually work on it. So maybe you're insecure about the way you speak, maybe you're insecure about your job or something, then go and do it more, go train yourself, educate yourself, and work on it that way, instead of buying materialistic things are going to cover up for that. And so just keep that in mind, because we know about this stuff. We study marketing here, and we
you know what I just remembered?
and we understand what
Materialistic. This is material, right? Well, this exists in, you guys can go buy one of these Develop Your Mindset podcast mugs.
Yeah.
We have the link down below. And We don't make any money on this if people buy, or maybe something $2.
I mean, yeah, but like, you know,
but having one, it's gonna remind you of all this talk and what we talk about.
Yeah, pretty much we designed them, you know, because we thought they were cool. And so, I mean, if you want to, you know, support the podcast, support what we're doing here, you know, we could use some of that money, you know, to, you know, upgrade certain things here in the studio for sure. But yeah, I mean, so that's the thing about materialistic stuff.
Use it wisely.
They're cool. They're everything. Just don't get consumed by it to the point where all you're really doing is just living for materialistic things, and you start to forget, you know, about your purpose and the people around you, because you know those things matter more than anything materialistic, really.
Awesome.
And
what if you don't die today, man? Let's do that one.
Let's do it.
What if you don't die today? Shit, I know a lot of people that they're depressed and they're confused, and they lost 3 years, and they haven't done anything. They're just like sitting home and not taking enough shower, not eating enough, and they're not going out enough, and they're not pushing themselves, and they're not doing nothing. What if you don't die today, man? Like,
that's crazy.
You know, like, can I say, wake up? You know, like something like that, like. Get off your ass and do something with your life. Come on, you know, like sometimes, you know, your time is not now. Why you feel like it's over? Like, what the hell, you know? We're not taking granted, freaking like, you know, if tomorrow, if it's the last day, you know, whatever, I'll find out tomorrow. But I'm not gonna sit and think like it's over, and I don't want to do anything. Meanwhile, 5 years pass and we're not doing shit, and you know, it's just like terrible waste of life.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, so you know, what if you don't die today? I mean, that's a good question to ask yourself as well. You know, because yeah, it may not be over. And the thing about you know, like we all have bad days, you know. We all have those days where things just, you know, they just don't go your way. And so I don't think it's necessarily a reason for you to start going into a direction of like depression or, you know, feeling bad about yourself, because, you know, everybody experiences these type of days, you know, where things just kind of go sideways and everything's just not working out, and, you know, stuff like that. It happens. So, you know, if you ever face a day like that, you know, sort of just embrace it and move on, you know, take action. That's the most important thing, you know, to take action and do something about it, because I think depression is really like the accumulation of you just not taking action, and you just sort of like
more like retrieving.
I would say it's more like you're stagnating. You're not taking.
Not even just stagnating, retrieving from doing the action. You know, I know people that they actually went and bought something, and they felt like they don't deserve it, and then there's self-sabotage, and they retrieve. They took it back and they stopped doing that action, and that was supposed to be a business move. Mm-hmm. Wasn't even like buying a couch, let alone, you know. Mm-hmm. So that's retrieving, man.
Retreating. Yeah, retreating. It's when you retreat. Retrieving is like getting something back.
Well, sometimes you get it back.
Retreating is to step back. Retrieving is getting something that was yours, you take it back. Retreating is when you step back.
What? Wait. wait. If you went to buy this car that you were going to use it for business.
Yeah.
And then you're like, shit, how am I going to pay for this? What did I do? Oh my God, this was a stupid idea. Excuse me, I have this car for sale. You sell it back, you come back, you just don't have the car anymore, and you just do this everyday little work and whatever, and isn't that retrieving? Like you just came back from
retreating.
Actually committing to the thing that you thought was gonna make you money, or you know, start a company with that.
Mm-hmm. Retreating, man.
Retreat?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I learned the word today a little bit better.
Yeah, retrieving is more like you gave something to someone and then they didn't like give it back to you, and so now you have to go and retrieve it. You have to go and get it back. You know?
Oh fuck!
Like
Sure.
you know?
Okay. All right, retreat.
Retreat.
Thank God.
Oh,
Thank God.
our new podcast member is speaking.
Far away.
This became an educational thing, man. Word education. Yeah, you know, like a lot of people, they get scared. They go back from what they started, and that causes their fucking depression. They get depressed about it. And, you know, years later, you're gonna think about if I only didn't get scared and did it, and blah blah. You know, just like really weird. Right?
Yeah.
How about you don't get scared and just do it? It's only money, man. You know, like what if you succeed?
Yeah.
What if you don't die? You know?
Yeah. This is good champagne, man.
Yeah. This
Okay.
week was very, very not easy, and we did have a moment. Took a tequila shot and tequila shot, and and yeah, kind of reflect on what had happened, and
Yeah.
kind of like, you know, we're kind of continuing. Hopefully, this is gonna be kind of like how do you say it? The closing,
Yeah.
so we can.
The closing. The conclusion.
Yeah, man. Here we have the last part, which is if the thoughts of not making. I guess that's part of what we just talked about, right? What if you don't make it? So what, right? Just go do it anyways. Lot of time here in this, like people have thoughts of I don't deserve it, you know. If I do all that work and if it doesn't work out, what if everybody's gonna say that we knew you weren't gonna make it anyways? And just by that kind of thought would cause someone to retreat back and not do it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think this is something pretty common with, you know, a lot of people, especially, you know, the people who are kind of sort of starting off on this journey where, you know, they've never really pushed themselves, and so, you know, they haven't realized their full potential just yet. So it's very normal that you have those doubts and that you have those thoughts, and pretty much you just sort of have to take action regardless, you know, and eventually you will see results, and you'll start to see, you know, that it is possible. But even I have these thoughts, you know, once in a while, and so, you know, the way I really manage those is that, you know, I try to focus more on the journey and enjoying, you know, the journey for what it is, instead of focusing solely only on the end goal, because, you know, that one's like, I know that one's pretty far away, so it's not like I can, you know, every day expect that purpose to be achieved. But what I can do is focus on the journey and focus on, you know, on the small steps that we're taking every single day to get there. And so, you know, focus on that, enjoy every single day, you know, because you're taking action, and that's good. You know, that's good. Even if you're not getting, you know, the big prize just yet, you're still taking action, and that's.
Yeah, for me too. Like I have that kind of thoughts too. But only thing is, like, my brain generates that kind of thoughts. That's okay, you know. Like sometimes it's, you know, it plays its purpose. It kind of stops me. Maybe sometimes I'm overdoing it. But then again, you know, like a lot of times it's short-lived. I don't let it dwindle around too long, and, you know, like sometimes I just like almost like the cartoon, the thought poof disappears, and it's like almost like that in my mind. It's just like make it go away, and then let me just try it and see if it's gonna work. If I don't try it, I'm not gonna know. As long as it's durable, I go for it. Anyways, I'll do it, and I want to see if it's gonna work or not. So. Your worry gives you pain. Like people have this thing where they love to be worried, man. Like they, it's almost like they're living to be the worrying person, you know? And that causes pain, and the pain you associate with, pain. And whenever you experience the pain, you don't want to do it because you don't want to feel pain, and that's like it's a freaking bad place to be. And sometimes worrying is a little bit okay, but how about you go find people to kind of like give you the little wisdom that they went through that path before you, spend a little bit effort, time, and find out what can happen instead of sitting and worrying and like trying to imagine the future, that it's a doomy place and really not good place, and that's very painful, and that most likely going to stop you not doing for anything. But I mean, when you go through pain like that, how do you just fucking stop it?
The pain of like worry.
Pain of worry, yeah. Like you worry so much that it becomes painful. End of the day, we're not going to live 300 years old, and this could be the last day. So
yeah,
going through that,
I mean, it's definitely, something that, I think this can come with of course, you can train yourself. Like pretty much, I went, I studied this area of personal development where you sort of learn, how not to worry and how not to really focus on that. But I think it's something that's very natural just in, younger people, just because you're still young and you haven't gone through too many experiences just yet. So you don't know exactly like what you should actually worry about and what you shouldn't. And that's not really that important. I guess as you grow older, you start to see like the things that, matter more, the most to you, and the things that really don't. Because when you're younger, you're sort of trying to figure out, what kind of matters to you, what kind of what connects with you, and so you still don't know yourself too well just yet. And so I remember going through this. Not too many years ago, I was pretty much in that space, and to this day, I've gotten sort of a little better. I'm not gonna say like I'm perfect and I never worry anymore, but the times that I do, I try to really approach it from a very solution oriented. I try to see if there's something I can actually do about it. If there's nothing I can really do about it, then I don't worry about it. And if there is, then I try to see if there's something I can do at the moment to deal with it as a situation. So
yeah, for sure. One of the things that helped me out is to write things down, like have a journal, and then everything I said, he said, she said, everything I did it go well, it didn't, and then go back and read, and basically you're reading about you. It's your life, it's your story, and that kind of like gave me a little bit of more perspective. And then one day it just fucking hit me. I'm like, wait, okay, so this is how I do it, and this is what I do, and then the rest is I just do. And then I kind of like stop being that. I removed the worry part, and I just went for it. And, I do worry, but I don't like I said earlier, I don't stay worried. I don't let it dwindle around too long. I just remove it really quickly, because worrying meaning you're trying to figure out something. You're trying to think yes or no, or you want to do it or not. You want to do it later, just yes, and then move on. You can't be worrying about if I do it, if I don't, if I do it. And then what's next? Like, what the hell? Like, you gotta kind of make a choice and go with it, and then that becomes your choice.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
So it's like more like the hell's going on, man?
Man, downtown Los Angeles, it's busy.
You know, everything's burning down here, man. It's
Yeah.
we're in the middle of a battle here.
Yeah. We got some forces out there don't
Yeah,
like downtown, man. They want to break everything here.
They do, man. Wow, it's a big it's big.
Convoy.
Yeah, man. It's the whole fire station, the whole police station. But I was gonna say something about like decision making. I guess that also involves takes influence here. You know, knowing how to make decisions and make the right decisions and making fast decisions as well. You know, I think that really comes down to dealing with worry. I would say, you know, the better you're at making decisions and making them fast.
Better meaning having some wisdom. You've done a lot.
Of course, and that's why. Yeah.
If you're young, you haven't done a lot. Then you have to have advisors. Who are your advisors? You better find them different advisors, and you better find them wise ones. You know, not giving you stupid advice, and then you're going to be in more deep shit. So in order to remove the worrying and you kind of have to take decision, and taking decision takes a little bit of knowledge of you've done a lot of this, and then that you know how it's going to end. If you are new, you haven't done a lot, then you have to have multiple advisors. You know, who are your advisors? Maybe your school teacher, maybe the next on your street corner there, maybe there is this company where this owner is doing so well, then you go become friends with him and ask him, can you advise me? And then believe me, like a lot of people would want to help you in that situation. And just find good people and take care of them and be nice to them, and when you have something to ask, just text them or call them. Sir, can I talk to you? Are you busy now? And when can I talk to you? And just ask them the questions, and then let them guide you a little bit. And you don't have to stay worried and just confused for a long time. You can just make a choice and go with it. Kind of, yeah.
For sure.
What if this was your last day? How to cope with this? Man, last day, I've heard something from Dan Pena, and then I kind of took that to my heart, and then I kind of made it one of my own belief system, which is minimizing regrets, he said. And I definitely working on that a lot, this last 5 years, 6 years, which is minimizing regrets. I don't want to have regrets anymore. Whatever regrets I have, I can get rid of them. But if I can do something about it and fix it, then I will definitely fucking do it. But I don't want to definitely not create any more of regrets. The last day, I don't want to close my eyes and be like, shit, why did I do that? I could have done this. Maybe having less of that would help me to go to the other side a little bit easier, better, in more peace, And, so that's how I see this thing,
Yeah. So what if this is my last day? How to cope with this thought? Stay on purpose. Have a purpose. And try to provide value every single day. That's kind of like one of the things that I try to do. That's why I try to produce content every single day. Whether that's here or there. Today it's the podcast. Tomorrow we're gonna work on some videos there. Start working on the audiobook too. Definitely gotta start working on that audiobook from the 10 stages to skill mastery. So that's happening. I'm gonna start doing that tomorrow. All the rest of my books, actually, they're all in audiobook format. as of now, so you can go ahead and check those out.
Links down below.
But actually, I created a playlist in this channel where you can just pretty much play them all. And there's a few playlists actually that I did this week as well. And you know, I'm constantly adding content to this channel, and there's more coming next week. And so it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be exciting. And so yeah. But yeah, I mean, always, you know, try to create value. That's what I'm really trying to do, one way or another. And you know, that makes me feel very good, fulfilled, happy. And you know, if it was my last day, you know, I'm very happy that, you know, on my last day I was able to provide some sort of value, something that wasn't just for me, but you know, other people can take advantage of it, whether that's educational wise, whether that's entertainment wise. You know, at the end of the day, you know, they're both value to people. And yeah, I mean, that's
Awesome.
that's how I do it.
So, how would you develop your mindset on your last day, if that makes sense? How can you describe this? Develop your mindset on your last day.
I would say this. I mean, you got to go and watch all the podcast episodes, you know. So because definitely, I mean, developing a mindset plays a big role when it comes to you progressing and moving forward. And so, you know, it's like we said, this is something that you want to ask yourself every day. You know, if this is going to be your last day, and you know, look at your response and see what is your response. Like, you know, what would you be doing if this was your last day? And then obviously, you know, if it's some like crazy, really crazy stuff, you know, like obviously not. But you know, if it's gonna be like something that's gonna provide some sort of, you know, value, then where that's helping others in some way, making an impact in something. Maybe you want to be an athlete, a musician, a jeweler, maybe whatever it is, you know, whatever your passion is. You know, you're gonna start developing yourself from this point forward, and you know, apply the right mindset. And of course, you know, this podcast is here to help you do that. And yeah, have the right mindset moving forward and start taking action as well. That way you know, you can actually, you know, do something of value, you know, whichever day moving forward is your last day. You know, at least you know that you did something that meant something, and that it just wasn't for you, but it was for somebody else. So.
Well, for me, developing mindset last day, I was thinking like, this is a jewelry company. We have kabartsi.com. We have a website. Our website is like really nice now. Really, like, it really came out really nice. But it took so much work. Like,
Yeah.
it was ongoing. It's still ongoing thing. So to develop your mindset is ongoing thing. Like our website. Like, you're always working and creating nonstop. You're just making it look better all the time. Last day is, you know, I don't think there is a such thing last day. There's like always the next day. You're developing. As long as you're living and you're here, you're breathing and you're creating, you are, you know, your mind is always into creation mode. You're developing your mind, you know, your mindset. You're always creating the better version of the website, your life. You know, it's always just as long as you're here, just keep on developing your website, doing like our website, kabartsi.com, and make it look amazing. And then when it's amazing, work some more on it. And so,
For sure.
yeah, man, that's what I had to say.
That was nice, yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, the website, kabartsi.com. Amazing, getting better every single day.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, we have a new customer service representative there called Amber. So now you can get your questions answered much faster than before. So go and check out the website and ask Amber something. She'll be very excited to respond to all your questions with a lot of enthusiasm.
I love it. So cool. This was number 70. Amazing. We actually finished the number 69 and then we came to 70. 70 is a really beautiful number. Next week will be 71. So if this was someone's life, it turned into 70 years old, man. You know what I mean? Like, and that means we learn a lot doing this. We had all kinds of crazy things happen to us during this, learning how to do this podcast. We forgot voice 1 or 2 times. We forgot to record. We like so many things went wrong with this until we learned how to do this. So life is like that, you just do it and do it. You become better and better in it. And this was not different than life. It was part of like how we do things here, and we didn't give up, and we're here. We did this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed how we did it. This time we changed a little bit because seriously, this was not easy to do something for us, and we've lost a good friend, good employee, good person, a really good soul, and it's of course we all individual pieces on this planet. We cannot replace him. So he was one of a kind. We all one of a kind, and we're gonna miss him a lot. So number 70 podcast is about Apo and dedicated to him, and we went through all the feelings that we had. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and and please leave comments down below. We'd love to hear from you guys. If you are going through something like this, and or you had experience recently, and what do you have to say? Maybe we can help each other to cope with this a little bit better, and don't forget to do, if you like this podcast, to do any the likes. And,
for sure. I mean, it was not an easy week. It was pretty tough with those news, but we're happy that we're able to still be here and bring you another podcast episode. And I mean, this was definitely dedicated to him, and I hope he's rested in peace. He did manage to provide a lot of value to the company, not just in his skills as being a jeweler, but also him as a person. He was able to provide that very loving companionship, and he was just a very good person. And definitely when you come across people like that, they usually inspire you to be a little more compassionate, be a little more nice to yourself, and be more loving, more caring. And so definitely there was a lot that I took from him, and definitely, I mean, I feel like he through his passing, he kind of helped me remind myself of am I pushing myself enough, and that's kind of what happened. After his passing, I almost got like a little bit of fuel. I couldn't stop working, man. I was like I was just like working non-stop, man. I was like, I just couldn't stop, and so I mean, it's crazy.
definitely, I would want to add to that. He until the last day, man, I was there. I showed him this different way of making this little bezel, and he looked at me. He's like, "Oh, I never thought about that, man. That was a good one." And he did it, and I didn't get to see it. And he left Friday. Monday, I came. I looked at the piece. I'm like, "Shit, he did a much better job." And he always wanted to learn. He always wanted to become better version, of what he was doing, and he actually did it, and that was awesome. I want you guys to remember those people that they knew him forever. That he was amazing. He always wanted to learn better ways to do something, and he was always looking forward to become better jeweler. He was always like learning. This last 9 months, he that worked with us, or 10 months, he just like became so much better jeweler, and he always so excited to make designing and everything. So what I'm saying here is like, it doesn't matter. Like you just do. You just become better version of you, and the rest is whatever. We're not here forever, so we're not gonna live 300 years old. But you have to try to be the better you, and that's, to me, that's very valuable, and it's like amazing, you know. And he was that kind of person, so I'm gonna miss him, and I'm gonna remember a lot of the things we was teaching him, and then how he was taking, and I'm gonna take that and then use that to help others, to, if they're willing to learn the jeweler, to become better jewelers. So yeah, with
Wow.
that,
That was amazing, man.
yeah, with that, we're gonna close,
Yeah.
and yeah, we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.